So when did they inform you that you'd be moving to safety?
Well, we've been talking about the whole offseason, so it's nothing new. Yesterday, we pretty much made the decision that I was going to go and try to focus on it a little bit. So I'm preparing myself for training camp, so I'll be ready. So we got 3 weeks left to get ready for it and learn as much as I possibly can and see where it goes.
How permanent do you think that is? I mean, in terms of where you'll be in training camp?
I don't know. I mean, I can play both. I can play corner, I can play safety. But right now, to be honest with you, I want to focus on safety. I want to try to really learn it and see where it goes, see how much I grasp it, see how I'm playing at it, see where it can take me. You know, when you get older in your career, sometimes you move to different positions. So I look forward to it. It's a challenge for me, but I'm very excited about it.
When you see what guys like Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson have done
Yeah.
in those kinds of moves, does that get you excited? I mean,
Do it. Charles Woodson's my favorite player, for one. So obviously I've been watching my whole career. So obviously to move to safety now, have an opportunity to do some of the things he's done. I mean, I was in Chicago when he was in Green Bay, so I watched him a lot. He played nickel, I played nickel. I focused on him. I studied his game, so it means a lot to me. Obviously, seeing what he was able to accomplish, and I feel like I'm a smart person, so I should be able to pick it up.
is it worth making a phone call to a guy like that? That's done?
Charles Woodson. You know the funny thing is, I've only talked to him probably like 2 times in my life. I was at the Pro Bowl and his locker was right next to mine, and I'm just that type of person. I still didn't want to open up to him, and I'm like, he's like my favorite player, and I didn't even say too much to him other than just a little talking here and there. But yeah, it would be interesting to try to talk to him, pick his brain a little bit. But I got every week for that.
And just for the layman, I mean, just maybe comment on how the angles are different, the sight lines are different, the reads are different. Can you just walk us through maybe the 101 of what's different at safety when you're walking?
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's nothing like corner. To me, corner is totally different. You're impressed a lot of times. You're on the island. Safety, you got to take better angles. You're in the run fits a lot. You got to help out. You got to stay in the middle field. You got to be disciplined. You got to be smart. You got to get everybody aligned. So it's a lot more thinking at safety, I would say. But I say corner's a lot harder to actually play.
Yeah. More
Corey, when
responsibility
Aaron
too.
Williams made the switch, you talked about how at safety you had to take a big picture as opposed to just focusing in on one thing.
Yes, it is. It really is. You got to pay attention. It's not just really about what you're doing. You got to pay attention to what everybody around you is doing. You got to get everybody around you lined up. You got to think about what's going to happen if one guy motions, because he can change the total defense. It's a lot more thinking. It's a lot more that you got to factor in. Corner, you pretty much is just a man, everything in this defense turns to man, to be honest with you. Some way, some fashion, it's going to turn to man. So it's totally different. It's a lot more thinking. It's a lot more studying. It's a lot more preparing, a lot more anticipating. But you can make a lot of plays if you know what you're doing.
Do you see this as an
Cornerback round might
opportunity
benefit
to, get on the field? Let's face it, cornerback depth on this team, you were part of it, but there's, they've got starting corners here. You could be a starting safety, more snaps, that type of thing.
Honestly, I don't really look at it like that. I figure no matter what, I'm going to play regardless, whether it's corner, safety. I don't really think too much about. It could be a great opportunity. We got guys here that can play, though, regardless. I feel like Duke, Rambo, Meeks, all these guys can play ball regardless, so it really doesn't matter to me. I honestly just want to learn the position and see where it takes me, see how great I can be at it. So it's one of them situations where I'm looking forward to it. It's new to me. I've been a corner my whole life. So, when you're doing something new, it's fun. You're learning something new, you're learning something different. Every day, coach is telling you something that you may not have known. So it's exciting for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
In light of how man-oriented a lot of the calls become, might that benefit you in this transition, knowing how much you've done that at corner?
Oh, it'll help because, one of the safeties is pretty much going to be a man all the time.
Yeah.
So obviously, because I played cover 1 and cover 0 in his defense a lot, I'm used to that. So obviously, you're going to be covering all the time, so it can help. It's the same things. One of the safeties, you got a lot more calls and things like that, but majority of the time, one of the safeties is going to be a man every time.
From last year, though, Corey, what is more different? The safety role this year compared to last year, or the corner role this year compared to last year, just compared to last year's defense?
Corner's the same. Last year, corner was all man. This year, corner is all man. Safety is a little different, but you made a lot of calls last year also. But I would say Rex defense is more complex. It's a lot more going on, a lot double calls and triple calls. Sometimes you might get one call and it could be 6 different things in this defense. So it's a little bit more complex and things like that. Yeah, safety, you got to think a little bit more in this defense. But as far as playing, it's the same thing. At some point, you're going to be a man.